Hello my beauties, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys are still doing well. If it's your first time here, my name is Pheladi, and in today's makeup tutorial I'm going to start off by prepping my face with my Sorbet Pore and Prep Poreless Primer. And for foundation today, I will be mixing both of these drugstore foundations. It's my NYX Born to Glow in the shade Sienna and my Yardley Stay Fast foundation in the shade MB5W. I will mix it at the back of my hand and I will apply the foundation with my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush today. And if you have short hair, always remember to blend your foundation all the way to the back of your neck because you don't want to look like you're wearing a mask. Just want to create an even tone canvas that's consistent throughout your whole face. I tend to use a lot more foundation with foundations that don't have a pump like this one. So I go over my foundation with a beauty blender and just look at how much product it's sucking off. It's like I see that as the excess foundation that I didn't need. So always go over your foundation with a damp beauty blender. Not only does it take away the creases, it blends your foundation more beautifully, it creates a more airbrushed look, but also removes any excess foundation so you don't end up with a cake face later on. Now, instead of setting my foundation with a powder, today I want to go on in with my Makeup Revolution Matte Fix Setting Spray. Today I will be going in with my Makeup Revolution foundation in the shade F13. I'm going to go on in and outline my contour using my Makeup Revolution foundation stick, which I'm in the shade F18. Before I blend out my contour completely, I'm going to go in and blend this foundation because Makeup Revolution products, especially the one I use today, they dry down very quickly and I don't want it to set into place before I'm done. Then I'm just going to wash whatever is left on my brush onto my eyelids. I'm going to take my foundation brush and just blend the contour and the concealer together so that there aren't any harsh lines or lines of demarcation. I was really leaning towards a soft glam look, but I am really tempted to brighten up my under eyes, so I'm gonna do it, but just a little bit. And I will be using my LA Girl Pro Conceal and I'll use the shade Toffee. While I let LA Girl sit for a bit, I'm going to go on in and contour my nose using that same F18 foundation stick by Makeup Revolution. Toning down this contour using the foundation side of my beauty blender. The concealer is also ready to be blended out. Then I'll use this Real Techniques crease brush to blend out my nose contour. Then I'm going to go over the concealer part with a damp beauty blender. Now lightly setting this concealer with my Sorbet Powder to You translucent powder. To set the rest of my face. The rest of my face, I'm going in with my Yardley loose powder in the shade Cappuccino, and I'm just going to dust it on all the parts where I didn't set with that Sorbet powder. And net for control, I'm going to lock everything in for now, again with my Makeup Revolution setting spray. Now for blush, I will use my signature blush, but just a tad bit, because I realized that in my previous tutorial I kind of went ham with the blush, and I don't want that today, especially since we are doing a soft glam look. So just a little bit, and I will dilute it with my Yardley pressed powder. For today's eye look, I will be playing in this gorgeous palette by Rimmel London. It's their Spice Edition palette, and the first shade I will be going in with is this one right here, and I will be taking it on my Zoeva 224 brush. This shade is the perfect transition because it's the same shade, almost the same shade as my skin tone. The next shade I'm going to pick up is this one right here, and this time I will be taking it on my Zoeva 221 brush. I will apply it directly beneath the shadow we just laid down. With this shade, I'm also applying and blending as I go along, being careful not to take it as high as I did that previous shade. To darken up that crease area, I'm going to go back into the palette, and this time I will take this darkest burnt orange shade there is in this palette. It's almost going towards a brownish color, but it's actually a much deeper orange. This shade, what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply it on my outer V and directly into my crease area. Then I'm going to take the previous shade and just sweep it over the eye look so that everything is still well blended. And now that everything is looking nice and well blended, I'm going to drag all these shades onto my lower lash line. I'll blend it out using that other crease shade that we used. Alright, so now for the rest of my mobile lid, I'm going to go back into the palette, and I don't want to it's not a shimmer shade. I didn't want to use it if it was a shimmer shade. So I'm going to use both of these shades on my thin shader brush. To go back in with this darkest shade just to intensify and soften that crease area a bit more. So now that we are done with the soft part, I'm going to now blend out the outer part of those white and nude shades using the orange shade. Let's use the orange one now, this one right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pat it onto the outer edges of that white. Then I'm going to wipe my brush down, and then only will I fade it gently into the crease and the lid color. I'm going to create a wing, but nothing too major, and I will be using my Essence Liquid Ink eyeliner today. So beauties, I ended up lining my waterline with my NYX Jumbo Pencil in the shade Milk. I'm lining my lips with my brown lip liner, and then I'm going to apply my Makeup Revolution Lippy in the shade Inspiration. Okay, so I'm going to use this red lippy as well, also by Makeup Revolution. I'll use this white shade as my inner corner highlight today. And one last spritz of my setting spray. And now that you have made it here, please click on this tutorial, because my darling, if you enjoyed this beat, I know you're gonna love that one as well. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and show your girl some love. I will catch up with you beauties again in my next one. Bye.